to the mountains, sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steadier than yesterday. I'll take the stillness as a sign to write a song about things we've done and the things still to come. Flowers in the plenty, coloring in the view. Red sunburns late Sunday afternoon. Talking for hours about the places we have gone and things we've done and the things still to come. 'Cause it's high tide, high tide, high tide, high tide. Old trees with orange leaves, they take me to a place. To be by your side, I would run all night and day. Tall pines and fall lines, I'm glad that we are home. Time with you.